Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Shadow Ho-Oh. This Pokemon is going to have a raid day tomorrow, so if you want to try to get this Pokemon, tomorrow is the way to go. Especially because for the first time ever, Niantic is going to allow you to get people invited to them through remote raids. And you can also join them through remote raids. So even if you don't have a community or anything like this, through remote raids you're going to be able to join those raids. Like there are a lot of apps that allow you to join those raids anyway through like remote raids. They just kind of organize it. So definitely check that out if you want to get some Shadow Ho-Ohs, because tomorrow is going to be the easiest way ever to get them, because you're not relying on any local community or anything like this. You're going to be able to get them for the first time ever through remote raids, and of course the online community is always quite a bit bigger than the local community, surprisingly. So today we want to take a look at Shadow Ho-Oh, want to see on how good this Pokemon is going to be. And if you want to run Ho-Oh in general, I would really recommend you the team that I'm running here right now. I really enjoyed the team idea. I don't always execute it perfectly, I have to say, but the thing is, the team itself I really enjoy, and we're going to talk about this here today as well. So, our lead is going to be the Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu, very interesting Pokemon. With Nature's Madness, Pokemon all of a sudden kind of got to be like the best kind of meta breaker in terms of actually just like breaking the top tier meta, because Rhyperior is there, which you're going to be able to hard wall because you're going to be able to resist the fast move and hit them for double super effective damage. You're going to have a lot of dragon type Pokemon, especially the Palkia origin form, which you really can completely hard wall as well. So Tapu Bulu has a lot of play. Tapu Bulu has some issues though. It doesn't hit steel type Pokemon, and for this reason we're going to have two Pokemon in the back that can do that. Our Sasop is going to be Rhyperior, which is going to have access to Breaking Swipe, which is going to allow us to beat also dragon type Pokemon, which is very important, because if we're going to take a look at the dragon type Pokemon that are currently around, they don't want to face our lead, of course. And then we're going to have Ho-Oh in the back, and both of our Pokemon in the back are going to be weak to water type Pokemon, and our lead is going to be good against water type Pokemon, so it's an ABB style line. But why it kinda works so well as well is that the most common water type Pokemon which breaks our backline is going to be Palkia Origin. A Pokemon that gets completely hard walled from our lead, like there's nothing they can do unless they would run Fire Blast, which nobody is doing. And our Sasop has access to Breaking Swipe, so you're going to be able to at least still go toe-to-toe against it, always kind of get them low, always kind of get maybe even a shield advantage with your Rhyperior against a Palkia, while always kind of baiting them out as well. Here, of course, there's sometimes some other water-type Pokemon, like the Kyogre, which we're gonna try our best here with the hard-hitting Rock Wrecker to put them into range where we can go for the full Bullet Seed down. That's kind of our idea behind this here now. We have to use a shield just in case they're gonna go for a Blizzard. Blizzard would have just one-shot us here. Surf coming through though, that's not ideal, but it is what it is. We can go for the full farm down, and the opponent goes back into their Zacian. I made a mistake in this battle. I should have waited out before I went into my Tapu Bulu, because I was switch locked. I know that the opponent had a player of stored on their Zacian, and also it's very unfortunate that I still get to another wild charge here, but I would have been able to avoid most of it most likely if I just played it a little bit better. We're going to have in the back here a Pokemon that our Ho-Oh would be really good against, but we are sadly a little bit too low, and it is what it is. We can move on to the next opponent. So, Shadow Ho-Oh, this Pokemon is going to be very expensive to build. Is it worth building? It depends. It really depends. Do you have a normal Ho-Oh build already? Then I would recommend you to go for the Shadow Ho-Oh as well, just to have like a little bit of a different play. If you only have the candies and whatever, you don't know which one to build, I would recommend you to build the normal one. But even tomorrow's raid day is going to help you out with that, because you can purify those and get a really good Ho-Oh for very easy, basically. The thing is here, Niantic announced that the Shadow Ho-Oh is going to have better IVs for the raid day tomorrow. What this means is we don't actually know. Usually they have 6 minimum IVs from raids, and if they have better, they have at least 7 minimum from raids. I would assume it's most likely going to be 8. I don't think it's going to be 10, 10, 10 as a minimum for the shadow raids tomorrow. If it's 10, 10, 10, it's going to be ridiculous, because what this means is that you basically have, I think, like I don't know, I think it's like a 20% chance or something to get a hundo purified version of it, because everything above 13, 13, 13 is purified a hundo for the shadow Pokemon. So tomorrow it's going to be very easy to also get a normal Ho-Oh, which might be better for you. So while The benefit, of course, of having the Shadow variant is that you do more fast move pressure with Incinerate, which is really, really good. The main benefit of Ho-Oh is actually its bulk, and that's the thing as well. I said this before in videos as well. Shadow Ho-Oh is cool, don't get me wrong. Shadow Ho-Oh is fine. It is a solid Pokemon to run. It is totally cool, but I actually built the Shadow Pokemon before I built the normal Ho-Oh, and I have now both of them built, so I don't really care too much about the raid day tomorrow. But basically what I can say about it is that I definitely think that the normal Ho-Oh is better than the Shadow variant. Like, there is quite a big significant difference there as well, because you're just going to be able to take hits easier. You can survive longer, which also going to allow you to do more damage than in total. Well, yes, Incinerate damage is going to get increased from the Shadow bonus. Your defense drops at the same time, and you just don't hang around for as long. And so, yeah, again, like, if you have a normal Ho-Oh build already, you have the XL candy, build a Shadow Ho-Oh. Like, it's not a bad Pokemon. Absolutely not. Like, it's a very solid Pokemon to run. But if you can only build one, I would recommend you to rather try to get a purification or something going on for that one. Or maybe run even Ho-Oh with Return tomorrow. That would be kind of hilarious as well. But anyway, as you will see here, we're going to have Yveltal against us in the back. They're going to catch the move. They actually waited out for a bit. They didn't swap, and then they swapped perfectly on the charge move. So that is not ideal for me at all, and we're gonna lose this battle. Could have and should have won this most likely if I played a bit better, but we can move on to the next opponent. Necrozma, horrible lead, horrible saves up for me as well. Let's take a look a little bit more at the battles. Here we're going to have the Landorus coming in against us. We can take a hit with our Rhyperior. I would really like to build a Shadow Rhyperior, by the way, but I haven't got a good one yet, so I want to see if I can get like a really good one for the Master League, because Rhyperior is really good, especially as a Shadow variant as well. Like, Shadow Rhyperior would really work out for you. Issue for me as well is the XL candy. Like, it's a very rare Pokemon in terms of like just spawning. But yeah, sadly I haven't got a good one yet. But maybe in the future I will be able to showcase this Pokemon also for the Open Master League. There are a lot of cool Shadow Pokemon though for the Master League that are still currently available. I really like Swinub. I think Swinub you cannot get currently, but Mamoswine is also a very cool Pokemon with Mudslap now for the meta, which I would like to showcase. Let me know down below as well, which Pokemon would you like to build like the most currently for the Open Master League. Would be very interesting for me to see what Pokemon you're kind of missing, which one you really would like to build. But yeah, for me, definitely I would really like to have like something like a Shadow Mamoswine. Anyway, let's take a look at the next opponent. We have Solgaleo here in the lead. Horrible lead for us. We're sub outs, and we're gonna get out the Dragonite. And that's the benefit of having Rhyperior here as a save sub. I really enjoy Rhyperior as a save sub. It really helps out the team itself. We're going to have the Breaking Step coming through. Getting the attack drop is great. And here we're gonna be in a perfect position, because now, if the opponent doesn't go for Superpower, we survive this hit. And we're gonna be able to get another one off. And that's exactly what's happening here right now. And it's gonna be even better, because what we didn't see here yet is they actually went for a double CMP tie, kinda. This is like kinda a bug or something, where they were able to go for the charge move basically in between their first charge move and my first charge move there. And they were able to lock them in there as well. And it is just completely destroying themselves here right now, basically. We have a 2-shield advantage. We know the entire team from the opponent. We know that Kyurem is going to do a Glaciate here, which is totally fine. And I know that my Ho-Oh is basically going to be able to clean up the entire battle, because we have Solgaleo on the lead, which you're going to be able to beat with our Ho-Oh easily. And we're going to have the, what's called the Dragonite in the back, and yeah, I will not be able to go for the Brave Bird in time, but who really cares, so to be fair. So what we're actually going to do here as well is we're not going to go for the Brave Bird, we go for the Sacred Fire. It is going to get the knockout the same way, but it allows us to not get debuffed ourselves, because we know that the most movesets basically from Solgaleo is going to be Iron Head and Psychic Fangs, and debuffed Psychic against Psychic Fangs might be a bit tricky, and so we were going to be able to win the battle because we play it like this. Ho-Oh against the lead can be a bit tricky, and this is the only way where I would go into my own Ho-Oh, and as I go for the Brave Bird, they're very likely gonna sub out. And then I'm gonna go into Dialga, and this is like the one matchup as well where I really don't like to have the Shadow version, because it just makes the matchup a little bit more difficult. And as we don't get the debuff here as well, we see our health declining like crazy, and this is the reason why I don't like the Shadow variant. We have specifically very low defense here as well on this Shadow Ho-Oh, and I kind of want to take a look real quick on the side on how much this actually impacts us, because maybe normal Shadow Ho-Oh with 15-15-15 would be a really good Pokemon, while mine just maybe has a lot of breakpoints missing or something, bulk points missing there. That would be maybe something that explains it, because I feel like a lot of times against especially the Dragon Breath users, my Ho-Oh struggles quite a bit, and that's something that I just don't really like about the Shadow variant, but it could be just AV dependent, which I'm gonna check out here real quick on the side, which you don't really see, but I feel like it's kind of important to know, because this could change a lot of things. Like if you have the bulk point then still with a Shadow against the opponent's Dialga, this would be very, very nice, but there is a bulk point against Rhyperior and Kyogre I get. So I can take Waterfall a bit better and Mud Step a little bit better with basically a better IV Shadow Ho. So like the other things completely don't change with the stat that we have compared to what a Hundo would have. So yeah, that's the only matchup that really changes. There's no extra win, no extra loss, so it's going to be the exact same as you can see in today's video. And that's important to know. So like we all know that Shadow Ho-Oh is going to have those problems no matter if you're going to have a Hundo or if you're going to have just the same IV spread that I have here. Could be still a different thing though if the opponent has like, for example, a best buddied Pokemon. This could also kind of change stuff. That's the thing with Master League. Master League is just a little bit weird a lot of times where certain things just going to impact it a little bit more because you have the best buddy factor in there. Like best buddy is actually kind of an important thing for the Open Master League. But anyway, as you will see here, the opponent is going to have their Palkia against us now, and we're going to be able to kind of go toe-to-toe. We're going to try to do our best here to get maybe even the alignment. We will see the shield coming up from us, and we can go for the breaking swipe against the opponent. This is going to force very likely the next shield from the opponent. Oh, we're going to actually get the KO. And so we're going to be able to realign ourselves. And we're going to get rid of the water-type Pokemon. But we didn't get rid of the other answer against Ho-Oh here, sadly. Which is going to be the opponent's Rhyperior. But luckily we're going to get the attack drop, which means we should be able to survive a hit here with our own Tapu Bulu. And we're going to go ahead and go for that Nature's Madness. Gonna get the shield here from the opponent, which is kind of nice. But I have to kind of hope that they're going to swap out straight away in order to have a chance of winning, because I have to swap out straight away and they decide to stay in here, which is a very smart move. Because now they can go for a Rock Wrecker and knock us out, and this is sadly going to be a loss for us. Next opponent, second to last battle. We're going to have Tapu Bulu against Tapu Bulu. This is going to be also a little bit of an awkward one, because we see that the opponent is going to be, actually a lower CP than ours. We have a Hundo here, which is kind of cool. The opponent has, I think, a 98 version of the Tapu Bulu, so it is most likely going to come down to a 50-50 chance if we're going to win the CMP tie or not. But for example here, if you have your lead best buddy, you're going to guarantee a win the CMP ties, which would be really good for this team, by the way. I would really recommend you, if you can best buddy a Pokemon for this team, let it be your Tapu Bulu, because against other Tapu Bulus, you guarantee win the lead matchup, which is kind of nice. Here I decide to let my Pokemon go down, and I'm going to decide to also go ahead and go for a Brave Bird here against the opponent, and this was honestly one of my favorite battles so far. This was a very interesting team from the opponent, which I played like this before as well, I think, which was really, really fun. But we will see the breaking side coming through here as well. They're going to get the attack drop straight away, which is kind of annoying. You know what's also kind of annoying? They're going to be able to go for another breaking swipe and get another attack drop. So yeah, we can go for the full farm down here. We will see that they're going to go back into the Tapu Bulu, and we can go for a Rock Wrecker. Let's see on how that's going to go. They decide to use a shield here, which I found quite weird, because we have a Ho-Oh in the back. Like, why would you use a shield here? Like, at the end of the day, everything is going to be resisted for the Ho-Oh. No, they're going to have Nihilego in the back. That is the hardest answer. And the back and forth of this battle was ridiculous. We had a great start, and then we're going to get kind of completely hard-walled. And it's going to be even weirder, because what we will see here right now is that I can use a shield. But what I did not know is that Nihilego wins the CMP tie against the Ho-Oh. And so all of a sudden we're in a horrible spot, because our Ho-Oh is going to be now double debuffed. The opponent is going to go down though, but they're still going to have the Tapu Bulu, which has some energy. And so I have to swap out to clear my debuff. I was hoping I could catch the move, but of course it didn't work out for me. And they're going to go ahead and go for the move, and it's not going to be enough to knock us out by 1 HP, and we can win the battle. And here we see basically the opposite side. We see the opponent having their Pokemon best buddied, and this is why it is so important to have best buddies in Master League. And I'm just way too lazy to try to get best buddy Pokemon. But yeah, basically here, as we will see as well, we're going to be able to go for Nature's Madness. Defense drop is coming through, but we're always going to lose the CMP tie. So I am going to swap out here and keep my lead alive. I am not too sure if yeah, this is going to be the best way possible, but we're going to see the Palkia coming in. They're going to very likely go for another charge move here straight away. Yes, they do. They don't want to get hit. So yeah, we're going to be able to go ahead and go into our Tapu Bulu. But what we see here, sadly, is that the opponent is going to be able to outspeed me. The thing is, you need the same amount of turns to go for Nature's Madness compared to an Awkward Tail for the opponent, regenerate energy faster, but we need way more energy than the opponent's Awkward Tail. And so they're always going to be able to outspeed me, and if they use a shield here, I rather want to swap out to not risk the, us surviving the World Dragon Breath, and they're sadly going to have Rhyperior in the back, which is going to make this super awkward. I don't think there's a way of us winning this battle. I decided to go for the Rock Wrecker because it does more damage than Breaking Swipe, and I hope that I just can take a hit here. And hopefully I can just fully farm them down before they can go for another move, which does not work out. They survive with 1 HP, and with this game is kind of over. Like, sadly, we're gonna lose its final battle here. Breaking Swipe is coming through. The opponent is going to reveal here that they're going to have, of course, still the Tapu Bulu. And they swap out, and I can go for another charge move against the opponent's Palkia. I can knock them out. And now it's all of a sudden very weird because the opponent tries to completely farm me down and doesn't work out for them, and we can go for Nature's Madness, and that is going to be good game, man. We're gonna be able to win this battle here, and they completely screwed themselves over, which is hilarious, but that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Get yourself some Ho-Ohs, maybe more the Purified one than the Shadow, and I will see you then. Bye bye.